Hey everyone, it's the Gadget Guru here again. I'm gonna come to you today with a overview of the meta, I guess you could call it. What decks I've seen, what decks we've seen in this meta, which are considered top tier, which will win the Shonen, all those questions. I'm gonna be addressing those in this video. In this format, we've seen tons of different decks. We've seen Gravekeepers, we've seen Gadgets, we've seen stall decks like Exodia or Final Countdown. We've seen Flamvel variants out the ass. You've got Flamvel Cat, Flamvel Monarch, Flamvel Lightsworn, just Flamvel crap all over because it has an amazing Reborn card. Monarchs, straight up Monarchs. I mean, like with Treeborns and Dandelions and crap like that. Black Wings. There's also Burn decks running around. There's so many different variations. Then you got anti-meta gadgets, and then the new one that came out, which is Machina gadgets. So you got lots of options for decks. I mean, and also possible top tier decks. Six Samurai can do well. Crystal Beast can do well. There's so many possibilities of what could be the top deck right now. Right now, in my opinion, there is no top deck. There is no deck that is better than the other. There just isn't one. I mean, Gadgets pretty much slaughter Gravekeepers, Monarchs, Blackwings, pretty much all the Flamvel stuff. But then, stall decks just slaughter Gadgets because Gadgets can't deal with stall. And then, when you verse, like, Gravekeepers versus a stall deck, the stall deck is, like, literally screwed because the Gravekeepers got Descendant and Still, so they can just nuke, recycle, and just do it, just keep nuking and recycling, it's like a never-ending chain. And it's pretty crazy. And then, if a stall deck versus Blackwings just, like, pretty much is screwed. Monarchs are pretty much screwed. And then if you have stall deck versus stall deck, like, then you're just saying, okay, when I play this, you got 10 turns to get Exodia. If you don't get it, you lose. So, it's just a round and round thing. I mean, there's no top deck. There literally isn't. If someone asks me what I think is the best, because people have asked me, when people ask me what do I think is the best deck in the format right now, I honestly have to say Gadgets. Machina Gadget is such a power force right now. It's got such a lead. Like, almost all the regionals I've seen topping with these. I've seen them top in the top 16. Sometimes you see these tops, sometimes you see these, sometimes you see this, sometimes these are pretty common too. One or two of these in the top. Somewhere in there's like a Rescue Cat or a Flamvel Lightsworn or something like that. Maybe a Monarch occasionally, but I see these a lot in the top 16. So, I honestly think that... Sorry. If you can hear the thing in the background, ignore it. My brother's watching a movie and he has it on ungodly loud volume in the other room. So yeah, if it's my opinion, I think Gadgets are the best. Do I think they're gonna win the Shonen? It's possible. I mean, I'm not gonna put it past them. Gadgets are pretty damn good this format. Am I gonna be at the Shonen? Unfortunately, no. I tried to go. I just won't have the money. So, I can't go to the Shonen. Hopefully the next, we'll have to see. So they could win. It's a possibility. There's so many different decks right now. You can't say one is better than the other. Because I've seen, the most common matchup I've seen is Gadgets versus Synchro Cat. And I've seen Gadgets just rape Synchro Cat, just like destroy it beyond belief. But I've also seen Synchro Cat just like slap Gadgets around the field like it's nothing. So it all depends on the draws. It depends on the skill of the player. That's another thing. In this format, skill makes such a huge difference. If you got the skill to play Gadgets correctly or play Gravekeepers correctly, you can do immense damage to Synchro Cat and Monarch and all those decks. But you have to know when to play your cards. You have to know when to save your cards. You have to know how many Starlight Roads to play. Because, that's another good example. Starlight Road is an amazing card, yes. But that does not mean you need to buy 3 of it, throw in your main deck. That is quite opposite, actually. 2 is usually the max you want to go. Most people tech one. They'll run one in deck, run one in side deck. Running more than one it doesn't. In my opinion, it doesn't work. It's not good in my opinion. If you're really worried about versing Lightsworn or something, I guess you could main deck 2. Or if you're worried about Torrential, Mirror Force, etc., yeah, 2 is fine. But don't run 3. At 3, they just start becoming dead draws. It's horrible. So yeah, definitely, you have to know what to play. You have to know when to play it. You have to know how to play it. Like, for instance, if you're running gadgets, if my opponent summons a Bora, and I have a bottomless, I'm not bottomlessing. You run over my red gadget, I take 4, I draw, summon a gadget, smashing, and I attack you for 13 direct. Now, on the other hand, if you summon a Shirako or a Shura, I am bottomlessing your ass. You are getting out of my game. I don't like Shirako because him and Vayu go in the graveyard and they start having mad butt sex and stuff and start bringing out synchros on me, which I do not like. And I do not like Shura because when he hits my monster, he special summons more monsters and overwhelms me. Another thing, a lot of people aren't running it, but tech cards, it all depends on what a person techs. Like, if someone playing gadgets throws in 3 Divine Wrath, and someone playing Black Things doesn't, they're like, oh, he wouldn't play anything like Divine Wrath. So he declares the attack and hits the red and then goes to special and they flip Divine Wrath. Those kind of random tech cards that the opponent doesn't expect can get you such an edge over the opponent. That's just, it's just so amazing. So yeah, I just don't think there's a top deck. I don't think you can say any one of these decks is the best or any other decks are the best right now. I think in this format, there will be no top deck. There will not be a top deck that will dominate the format. Unless it's gadgets. I don't know. I'm biased, okay? Leave me alone. But I don't think there will be a top deck in this format. I think it's all going to be luck, sacking, skill, all of that. It's just going to be, how good are you, really, versus how good is the other player. And then, of course, how good are your draws? Because if you get horrible draws, how are you going to win any games? You're not going to win. You're going to lose over and over and over. Like, even if I play gadgets, because my gadgets do this sometimes. My gadgets pretty much trash anything that gets in the way. Although occasionally, I will draw like 4 gadgets, and then I'm just like, wow, I'm going to lose this. This sucks. Sometimes I can get out of it. I'm actually surprised. Sometimes my gadgets get out of it. But sometimes you just get dead hands. I mean, especially with Gravekeepers. I've seen Gravekeepers get like full hand of just monsters, and then just lose because they have nothing to back up the monsters. So, this is just something to think about. I don't think there's a top deck. I don't think a top deck will appear. As for Infernities, I made another video on that. You can check them out. I think there'll be a 50-50 kind of deck. They'll work, but they won't work every single time. So we'll just have to see what the meta comes. And all you guys go into Shonen Jump, I wish you luck. Go beat some face. If you top, give me a shout out because I deserve it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I wish all you guys luck and have fun at the Shonen. Sorry, I can't go. So I'll see y'all later. Quick little thing. The regionals coming up on the 1st. I said I was going to play and make a little report. I'm sorry, plans have changed. I'm judging again. They need me there to judge, so I'm judging again. However, the next one on the 12th of June, I will be playing. I promise you then. I will be playing. I will get event coverage and I'll get deck interviews and I'll do a blog and everything. But just this time, I can't do it. They asked me to judge again, so I'm going to judge again, okay? So, yeah, sorry about that. Didn't work out how I planned. But, yeah, this is the Gadget Guru. I'll catch all you guys later, and bye.